LaVar, the trade deadline has come and gone, and while your son's name was floated in some trade rumors, he is staying in LA. Are you relieved at this?
I'm not. I'm relieved of anything. I mean, it wasn't a stressful thing for me to be relieved or not. On the fact is, I was like, you know what? You want to trade him, trade him. Like I told him before, it's the worst thing they ever did. But if something is done like that, oh well, you have to look at that. The second thing I say is they got to get a new coach. If Lonzo stays, they need a new coach.
Is Luke Walton the only reason this Lakers team is struggling right now?
Yes. Come on. That's the only reason the team is struggling, because he doesn't know what he has. You don't have a system. You've never done anything. I mean, just because you got to have a system and you got to have loyalty, and you can't play 12 guys at the same time. Nobody knows what's going on. Lance will have a good job playing his guitar, and the next game he won't play at all. If you don't know what's going on, you're just going to be plugging people in spots every now and then. Nobody knows who's who.
All right. Now, in the past also, you've said that Magic is more the face of the franchise as opposed to an actual authority. Do you think Magic Johnson knows what he's doing in a basketball ops role?
Hey, he probably knows what he's doing, but hey, somebody came out and said, the Genie Bus said that Magic wanted Fox. If you want Fox and you get Lonzo, that means you're just the face. Unless you do what you want to do. So how'd that come out? Then now everybody's like, oh, LaVar said he's just a face. Well, you can determine that if you say something and it doesn't happen, you're just the face. You're like, everybody, hey, Magic is running the Lakers. Okay. It might be like the Wizard of Oz.
So it's like pay no attention to the man behind the curtain situation?
That type of thing. Because, hey, at the end of the day, whose team is it? It ain't Magic's team. It's Genie Bus's team.
Is Genie Bus's team, and also they've got a superstar, LeBron James, on the team. We heard the chants the other night of LeBron's going to trade you at the Lakers-Pacers game. I mean, from your perspective, how would you assess LeBron's leadership during all this turmoil as the veteran on this team?
How do you assess his leadership?
Yeah.
His leadership is doing, no, you can lead, but if nobody follows, you're not leading. You're just out there. You're just out there.
Yeah.
And people back door might be passing the buck. They don't know what's going on. So now the management can say, well, LeBron is making these calls. And then LeBron can say, I ain't got nothing to do with these. The management is making these calls. So you're flipping it. Nobody wants to own up to this. But you can't play your hand like that and say, you know what? I'm going to offer all these guys who I patted on the back and said, the young core, we ain't letting nobody go, and this is how we going to roll. Next time you're saying, hey, everybody got to go except for these guys. Now, if that don't happen, you think them guys going to come back to work and be like, we're going to roll with you? It's going to be very difficult.
So you think LeBron should be a better leader? I mean, this has got to be challenging for this young group to kind of show up back to work after this trade deadline. Everyone kind of still in place.
Well, that's what I mean. People going to have attitudes. People going to have attitudes. But see, here's the thing. My son is hurt right now. He get back healthy, then everything kind of patterns itself out. Because he's the guy who's cool with both sides. He cool with the older guys. LeBron has always been his favorite player, so he got status with him. But he came in with the young guys. So he can mend that. Let him do his job. Don't have everybody dribbling the ball up the court.
You know, I want to bring it back to Anthony Davis for a second, because we've seen what he's done over his career. Do you think as a player he's worth all this trouble we saw today?
Well, if the only way you trade 5 guys for 1 guy, he got to be that guy. And what I mean by that is you got to be one of a kind. Michael Jordan, one of a kind. LeBron, one of a kind. That big, that fast. Giannis and Davis, same player. You got some other guys that's kind of thin, that's active, that can shoot and run. Same player. You can get a few of those. But if you got somebody who's 350 pounds and 7'2", stronger than everybody else, that's that special guy. You say, you know what? I got to get these guys up for that one.
Now, you mentioned LeBron was Lonzo's favorite player. They always say you can't meet your heroes. Has his perception shifted since being his teammate as opposed to kind of watching him?
No. That's his favorite player, and that's what he said. He's still his favorite player. It would have been better if the Lakers was like, you know what? We're going to have our 1-2 punch when LeBron is up. So you dribble up, you be the head point guard doing what you do and get these victories. Let them play 40 minutes together if that's what it calls for to get the win.
Now, earlier today, though, we heard you say LeBron won't win a title without Lonzo. Do you think Lonzo is a more important piece to this Lakers team than LeBron is at this point?
Lonzo is the most important piece to the Lakers team on the fact that he plays the game the right way. He doesn't just play for the money. He plays for the passion to be the best player in the world. So therefore, you're going to get a guy who goes out and all he's worried about is winning. This is the first time LeBron gets to play with somebody who's not worried about that bag.
And making the guys around him better. He's a great passer. We've all seen this.
He's always been like that, but he's been a great passer, a great finisher, but when you start taking him in and out of the game, then you start putting stuff in his head by saying, well, we really don't need you to score. You're better doing everything else. No, you do need him to score, but don't say you don't need him to score. Now you're talking about make all your free throws and make these three-pointers. Should have said that from day one. Then he would have been doing that. His second game in the league, he played in Phoenix and had a heck of a game scoring the heck out the ball. You should have rolled that wave instead of taking him in and out the games. Let him go do what he does, which is put his handprint. He understands the game is a game of runs, and people are going to make runs in the game. It's just you to have more runs than the other team. That's how you get the victories.
Exactly. Get the victories, acquiring talent, get more runs. I mean, speaking of, too, we've seen the talent making a lot of moves around the league today, but one name that hasn't quite landed yet, Carmelo Anthony. We've heard rumors that potentially he could end up in Los Angeles wearing a Lakers uniform. What would you think of that?
That's fine, too. Carmelo can shoot the ball. And if you have a mismatch in the post, Zoe gonna get it to you. He's a mismatch down low. He can shoot the ball. If he want to be in a place where he likes to play with LeBron, he gonna love playing with Zoe if he ever get it, because all you got to do is shoot the ball. Score the ball. You love scoring. Run and get out there so you can score. But a lot of people want to dribble the ball at the court, start the offense. If you let Lonzo run, you take away all that offense. Well, now you're getting, let's say, 10 more fast breaks. You get less turnovers because the ball is shot at a higher percentage on the fact you got a layup or dunk or a wide open jump shot. So that's why you want to run as much as you can. If you're a running team, you probably want to set up plays maybe out of 70 plays, you want to set up maybe 15 times. The other 55, you better be running, get down that lane and do what you do.
Now, you spoke this into existence. You said your son was going to end up a Los Angeles Laker, and he did. What would you say the likelihood is that Lonzo finishes his career on the Lakers? Would you give a percentage of that?
I'm not going to give a percentage on that, on the fact that I'm not just worried about Lonzo. Some team is going to take all three of my boys. I felt that the Lakers should have gave Jello at least summer league or let him see how he plays with Lonzo. Because every brother in the league at least gets a chance to at least play with his brother. Lonzo by himself, he good. Lonzo with his brother, awesome. The chemistry is just too good. And with Melo, all three of them, somebody going to let all three of my boys play and believe in them like that and let them play their style, their way. They average probably 40 points a quarter.
And you mentioned earlier, too, that one of the benefits of your son about playing next to LeBron is that he's not kind of chasing that money. He's chasing that championship, that winning mentality. Yeah. What is it as a father that you've kind of instilled in your boys that has said this is what is important and that will come?
I've been doing that since they've been babies. We've been playing in tournaments and beating up people, but we don't have no trophies or nothing in the house. Because I said that does not justify winning. You're supposed to win every game. And you're not going to win every game. But I had them like that where they wouldn't lose 2 games in a row for a long time. One thing my boys do, they can win. Last time they was together, they was undefeated. 35-0. And then Jello and Melo went off another 25 games that made it be 60 games in a row. Lonzo, they winners, 50 games.
But that was high school and in Lithuania. Isn't it a little bit different with the NBA?
No. It's all the same. The boys are not babies in the NBA. They're going to grow. Melo ain't 5'10" like he was in high school. He's 6'7" now. So,
but isn't the competition a little bit tougher?
But as the competition is tougher, you should be growing and you should be getting tougher. So you should be ready for it. It's got to be in the right system and the right game plan. But if you prepare yourself all the time, you'll be fine. Because the NBA, the game don't change. The guys just get stronger and faster.
And if not the Lakers, you floated the idea of all 3 of your sons joining the Phoenix Suns. They might have to rebrand it to the LaVar Suns. But, you know, what about the possibility, too? I mean, some people have speculated that LiAngelo might not make it to the NBA. I mean, do you think...
Why would he make it to the NBA on the fact that he's cut from the same cloth? You think I'm going to have one son work out seriously and you're talking about, oh, Lonzo's an NBA player. And then you look back and say, oh, skip Jello, but... Melo's an NBA player. My whole household's an NBA player. Jello got the better chance on the fact that He's a two guard, and he's 235 pounds. Can post up, shoot a jump hook with either hand. He's always scored 50, 60, and 70 points on whatever team he's played on. If my three boys are on the same team, I guarantee you, within 4 years, they will win a championship.
We've seen you making moves with Big Baller Brand as well. We've got Big Baller Brand water popping up in stores now. What's the latest?
That's the latest. Like I said, we're going to keep growing with the apparel, with the show, Ball in the Family, with the water. Opportunities that present themselves, that's going to be good for our brand. That's all we're doing is growing.
LaVar Ball, thank you so much for taking the time today and joining us.
Thank you, too. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.